between Auburn and LSU has at times brought to mind Old Testament fire. Remembered the night the earth literally moved. LSU's fourth down heroics registered earthquake-sized tremors throughout Tiger Stadium. Then the comeback like no other. 5 Auburn interceptions, 3 returned for touchdown, all in the fourth quarter as the Warriors in blue rose from the ashes in glorious victory. And last year on the Plains, a firestorm filled the skies. In final judgment, LSU denied Auburn at the gates of a heavenly finish. Again tonight, Auburn, LSU. Amen. Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as the Auburn Tigers, the number 12 ranked team in the nation, take the field. And from the North Tunnel, the number 10th ranked Tigers of LSU. Head coach Terry Bowden and his Auburn Tigers off to a 2-0 start. When you come to Baton Rouge on a Saturday night in SEC football, you know one thing. They come from the small towns, the cities, the bayou, and also the smallest parishes around. They're going to have a good time. They want this guy right here to have a good time tonight. Kevin Faulk has been plagued by an injury to his hamstring, and the question is still, will he see action tonight against the Auburn Tigers? Hi, everybody. Rod Franklin, along with Mike Gottfried, my sidekick every Saturday night, and we welcome you very warmly to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and it is just that for Saturday evening prime time here on ESPN. Well, Mike, Kevin Faulk, the big question here tonight. Will he play in this ball game? LSU off to a roaring 2-0 start. What do they do with him, or particularly without him?
Well, with him, they get a great back. Without him, they've got Cecil the Diesel Collins, who ran wild last week against Mississippi State. And they also have Rondell Mealy. So they've got great tailbacks. But I think the whole ball game and their whole season lays on this man's shoulders right here, Herb Tyler. 16-2 as a starter. I think they'd like to open it up a little bit more. They'd like to throw a little bit more down here at LSU. And they feel like he's ready to go to the next level as a quarterback.
Mike, I watched your Thursday night game a couple of weeks ago with Auburn playing at Virginia. Dameyune Craig, now that they've taken him and put him in a shotgun formation some of the time, he demonstrates what a wonderful athlete he is, and he really gives defensive coordinators the dickens.
No doubt, Ron. He's a great athlete. Dameyune Craig's about 6 foot, 6'1" tall, and what you want to do is keep him in the box. Tonight, when LSU tries to defend him, it'd be wise for them to try to keep him in the tackle box, because when he gets outside, he can hurt you in a couple different ways. Here against Virginia, nothing's open. He gets outside, runs for a touchdown. He can scramble, his scrambling ability. I'd rather see him work up the field if I'm playing against him. Here he rolls out the left, and he throws a long touchdown pass also against Virginia, but he did it all last year, Ron. So Carl Reese, the defensive coordinator, wants to keep him in that tackle box.
Well, the third man on this team, as usual, the big man on the group, we should say. Let's go down to the sideline. Adrian Carson, what do you have brewing for us tonight?
What I've got brewing is 91 down here on the field, and word as I speak is circulating throughout the Bayou Bengal football team that Kevin Faulk is good to go in the backfield and on special teams, punt and kickoff return. The only question is how much and how long he plays will be the decision of Jerry Donato. He says that hamstring is not 100%, but it doesn't have to be. Actually, the heat and the humidity helped him to loosen up. He had a double dose of his adrenaline, and you've got a game that he says he cannot afford to sit out, Ron.
All right, Adrian, we'll look forward to your reports tonight. LSU has won the toss. They deferred. Auburn will receive. War Eagle. Boyd kicks it off for LSU. And the line drive kick taken at the 6-yard line. And it's Markeith Cooper. Breaks it out 30, 35, and he's out close to the 40-yard line. It is 33 yards on the return. So let's take a look at the starters. Dameyune Craig, he'll have Rusty Williams at tailback, and Fred Beasley, very steady performer at the fullback spot. Wide receivers, they're good here. Dillard, the tight end. Karsten Bailey got covered up pretty good by Ole Miss last week, but Ty Goodson, he was the man. James Mears, Dunnigan, DeMarcus Curry, and Victor Riley are the guys in the trenches. As you look at Craig, first down. Great field position for the Auburn Tigers. Swings the pass out. This is Cooper. Looks for a block. Turns it upfield. He'll have a gain of 4. And he...
First pass complete to Cooper.
Twilley, one of the first men out there defensively to make the hit. Terry Bowden, the head coach of the Auburn Tigers. Jerry DiNardo for the LSU Tigers. Third season, you see his numbers. And these folks right here are wrapped up in the job that he has done in Tigerland. Second down, Craig delivers, got it complete. Chris Cummings defensively is out there to make the hit on Hicks Poor, who makes the reception. And here are the starters defensively for the LSU Tigers. The down four, Miller, Wiley, Anthony McFarland, and boy, he's a load. And Kenny Mixon on that right side has played extremely well this year. Wesley and Smith, the linebackers. Wesley had 11 tackles last week against Mississippi State. And in the secondary, the corners, Twilley and Cummins. Rayon Hill, 2 interceptions last year. He returned for touches. Mark Roman is the free safety. Third down and short, and they go with the short yardage back. I don't know if Beasley got it or not, Mike, as he went over the top.
Ron, it's a tough group to run against because of McFarland, number 94, and Wiley, 55. I don't think he got it. And look, it all depends. Now they're going to give him the spot. So good penetration by the LSU defensive front. Good series here by Auburn, starting out, coming out, throwing the football, little safe passes to Hicks Poor, and back out of the backfield. So it's a pretty good start for Terry Bowden's football team.
Two wide receivers come to the right. First down, Auburn Tigers. Safety creeps up. Craig going to roll the pocket. There's the pressure from that side, and he's going to be hit by Arnold Miller. And that's exactly what Mike Godfrey was talking about. The defensive end pinching first and then closing for the tackle.
Ron, you cannot allow Dameyune Craig outside the tackle box. He's just too dangerous. Once he makes this play fake to Rusty Williams, he starts to roll out. Arnold Miller stops him from coming that side, and the defensive end on the other side, Kenny Mixon held his ground so that you force Dameyune Craig up inside. Make him find a throwing lane. Don't give him one.
So it's second down and long. The line to make is just short of the LSU 40-yard line, and the new line of scrimmage is at the Auburn 45. You can see Cedric Donaldson creeping up tight in the wide receiver out at the bottom of the screen. Right over the middle they go with the pass, and it is complete. Ty Goodson out of bounds at the 26-yard line of LSU. It's good for 34 yards.
What almost looked like he was overthrowing his receiver.
Looked like he was going to Bailey.
Carson Bailey, and then the ball all of a sudden arrives right in the stride of Tyrone Goodson on a crossing route. Last week against Ole Miss had 6 receptions for a touchdown. An excellent throw by Dameyune Craig. Here out of the shotgun. Again, getting him set back up. It almost looks like the ball is thrown to number 5, but right on stride for Goodson.
You know, I think Carson Bailey thought he was throwing to him as well, Mike, because he made a valiant effort to try to catch the football. Good thing he didn't tip it. Eric Lowe comes in at wide receiver, number 8 for Auburn. He's at the bottom of the screen. To the 26 on first down. Craig got his man wide open. Beasley out of the backfield. Touchdown, Auburn. Well, if you're an LSU fan, all you can say is wow.
Ron, it all started with a great kickoff return, giving you field position to open up your offense. They came back with a wheel route, hitting Fred Beasley, a former tailback, now playing fullback out of the backfield.
Number 19, Jared Holmes, to attempt the extra point, and he's got it right down the middle. So Jerry DiNardo's club. Not quite 4 minutes gone in this opening quarter, and thunder has struck by way of Auburn. There's no argument. That man right there concluded a great drive as his quarterback was 4 of 4. And you see 6 plays, 3 minutes and 47 seconds. I'll tell you what, there was not much deliberation on that one. Auburn was sensational to open this game. Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the LSU Tigers offensively tonight. Of course, Tyler at quarterback. Kevin Faulk will start. Robert Tyler, the big fullback. The wide receivers and the tight end, Hankton, the tight end, Ty Frazier and Larry Foster, two speedsters on the outside. And up in the trenches, how about them? Williams, Perry, McClure. Faneca probably has graded best in the first two ball games. Trey Langley out of Eunice, Louisiana, is the right tackle. And now they're saying Collins will start, 34 in the lineup. And Tyler's going to go on top on first down. His man has a step, and the ball was overthrown. It was Larry Foster that he was looking for. And both coaches wasting no time.
Yeah, you're sending a message right off. You want to make sure they get those defensive backs off your running game. Larry Foster, an outstanding receiver, just overthrown by Herb Tyler.
We talked about his improvement as far as pass completion. As McFarland accompanied the defensive line of the LSU Tigers, getting instruction on the near side. Play action again, goes to the far side, got his man wide open, and he missed Foster again. This time he looked like the first guy out to the workout, and it was too tall. Defensively for the Auburn Tigers, Suttle, Brumbaugh, and Carson scheduled to start as the down three. The linebackers, Reese, Neal, Spikes, and Taylor. And in the secondary, and we will see interchanging between the corners and the safeties. Nolan and Houston, Pate and Ware. You may say, hey, Houston played safety in that first ball game. He sure did, but they've got him at corner tonight.
Good enough athlete to go either spot.
Sets in the pocket, drills the pass, intercepted by Spikes at the 20. Inside the 15, and look here, Auburn with a 1st and 10 at the 10.5-yard line.
Ron, Takeo Spikes read Herb Tyler from the snap of the football. Number 55, Takeo Spikes, he's going to the hook area, and now he's working to the flat area. He read the eyes of Herb Tyler, stepped in front for that interception, and a pretty good return.
Mike, let me tell you, even if Spikes had not intercepted, Nolan had cut in front of the receiver.
He was standing right in front of him.
It might have been picked off there as well. So now the Tiger fans saying, hey guys, come on, let's don't dig a hole this early here on Baton Rouge Saturday night. T.J. Dunnigan over the football. It is a first down, deep in LSU territory again. Craig lobs it right over the middle. Can't hold on. It's Markeith Cooper. Boy, and that's a situation that they have wanted and talked about. The coaches did yesterday, getting the isolation on the linebackers with the little scooter.
And that's what happens. They're trying to get the back on the backer. But if you look at that defense right there, what LSU's trying to do is play man coverage on all the receivers with the free safety free in center field. And hopefully they're going to get pressure out of Wiley, Miller, McFarland, and Nixon. So far, they haven't got the pressure. Auburn's offensive line's doing a good job protecting.
Clifton Robinson, a freshman out of Naples, Florida, at the top of the screen, number 15. Craig looks for Hicks. Poor. He's free. He's got it at the 5. Touchdown, Auburn. Jared Holmes to attempt the extra point as Auburn tries to jump out to a surprising 14-0 lead, and he's got it. So let's take a break. Auburn 14-0. We'll be right back. Terrence O'Brien being worked on the sideline, and Adrian Karsten, there's great significance to this injury, isn't there?
Well, Ron, the pain that O'Brien is feeling right now is representative of the entire defense for LSU. We need to know that O'Brien is the backup to Chris Beard, who missed a team meeting after the kickoff here, Ron. I'll give you the payoff to that.
All righty. This kick is going to come down 4 yards deep in the end zone, and it will be returned. 15 outside at the 25. And all the way out to the 40-yard line is Cecil Collins. Holmes made the stop. Adrian, finish the story for us.
All right, so Chris Beard, the starting defensive back for LSU, misses a team meeting, cannot play, didn't even dress for tonight's game. O'Brien has to go in his place in this man coverage. He was nowhere near as fast as Beard, so they go and pick on him. He's now out. And we have coaches looking at each other saying, who do we put in now? If they're going to continue to go man-to-man coverage all night tonight, Coach and Ron, they're really going to have to shore up something to keep Auburn out of the offense, out of the end zone.
Fakes it to Mealy. Quick out pass, far sideline. It's Foster. Look at the quick move. He will have the first down, plus about 7 more yards. And Antoine Nolan just got sucked up in that one.
Well, what happens is Auburn's safeties are such an integral part of their defense. That little play action by Herb Tyler, faking the pitch and coming to the backside with Larry Foster. Now, see, he's faking the dive play to the left. That gets the safeties out of there. Now you're one-on-one on the outside. Antoine Nolan falls down. Larry Foster with a quick move. So you get the safety out of there. Play call.
Ware and Spikes combining on that stop. As the pitch comes back to Mealy. Gets a block from his fullback. Cuts it up at the 35, and he's free. One man to beat. Knocked out of bounds inside the 10. It'll be first and goal, LSU Tigers.
Ron, that's a very good run by Rondell Mealy, but Larry Foster, the wide receiver. Now, he made 2 big catches for this offensive football team. He made a big block on the outside. You want a receiver that's going to make catches. You also want a receiver that's going to block out there. And Larry Foster's showing me why he's one of the better receivers in the SEC.
Look at the block by 44 Tyler also, Mike.
Good block. There's the block by Foster right here. You're right. Tyler with a good block. Foster ties up Antoine Nolan. And off to the races goes Rondell Mealy.
He ran out of his shoe. Last week, it was Collins who ran out of his shoe on a long touchdown run. Pitch back goes to Collins. Turns the corner. Will have a couple of yards. He's inside the 5. That's Charles Dorsey who tripped him up. So now this crowd coming back to life. I mean, they were stunned for about the first 10 minutes of the quarter. But if they score right here, obviously they're right back in the football game.
Yeah, they're a good enough football team that once they settle down now, they settled down on defense in the last series. They've settled down on offense. They're good enough to get right back in this ball game and take the lead.
The 4-yard line.
Inside the 20, you see the numbers, almost 85%. 8 touchdowns and 3 field goals. Pitch to Collins, makes the cut. He will score. With the extra point attempt. Ball is down, and he splits him. We've got a 7-point ball game, and all of a sudden an aroused LSU Stadium back in the football game.
Well, he looked like a diesel going downhill there. Number 34, Cecil the Diesel Collins gets a good block from his fullback again. Robert Tyler, Martavius Houston, number 25, just can't bring him down. There's a good block by the fullback. Martavius Houston with a shot to bring him down, but you see the strength of Cecil Collins.
You see the number 6 plays, 81 yards, and it took less than 2 minutes for the LSU Tigers as Cooper goes down and won the 5 yards deep in the end zone. They'll keep it on the ground. Williams hit in the backfield, broke the tackle. He'll wind up with 5, but to pay tribute to holding on to the football, I thought for the world that Williams might cough that thing up.
He had a chance. He was hit, I believe, by Chuck Wiley, who's the captain on defense. Coaches say, you know, you can't find a harder working player on this LSU football team than Chuck Wiley, number 55. He has a chance. Almost popped out. Rusty Williams very fortunate to hold on there.
Look at McFarland traveling, following the play, and McFarland's almost 300 pounds. A junior, actually a sophomore in eligibility out of Winsboro, Louisiana. Tracked him down and made the stop. Embry in the backfield, number 48, redshirt freshman. But it's Williams hit behind the line of scrimmage, and Wesley is there to lead the attack for the LSU Tigers. And Mike, you're right. LSU defensively has settled down for a bit.
They really have, and you get the feeling that the momentum's on LSU's side right now. Dameyune Craig's made some big plays, but the LSU defense now is up to the task of stopping the run. Joe Wesley, 48, ran through that play and made the tackle before it could even develop.
This could be the final play of the opening quarter. Down to 22 and now 21. Third down, and they need to take it across the 40-yard line. Boy, and LSU in the secondary.
Well, the problem they're having, Ron, you're right. I'll talk about that.
Craig zings his pass, has it complete. That is enough for the Auburn first down with no time showing on the clock. So that is the end of the first quarter, and we'll talk about what was happening in that secondary after we come back from the break. Auburn 14, LSU 7. Craig, fade route, far side, got it complete. Beautifully done to Tyrone Goodson.
Ron, the adjustment that LSU's had to make because of the injuries is to go to two deep coverage. Right away, Dameyune Craig comes right back with a fade route.
We talked about what was going on just before the end of the first quarter, and that was that White was not lined up properly, and all in the secondary they were jumping around saying that a man was left uncovered, and that's what's happened because of the suspension of Beard. O'Brien, the second teamer, injured, and now White in the secondary for LSU.
Yeah, they're going to too deep to try to help the sophomore linebacker a little bit.
Quick pass, got it out to Karsten Bailey, and it's Mark Roman defensively.
Dameyune Craig has been hot this first half. Made the mistake of fumbling the ball, hit his knee, but he has come out and showing you why he's one of the better quarterbacks in the country.
Mike, the first thing that I noticed in this ball, you know, he didn't get to finish last year's ball game. He got knocked out in the third quarter of the game. But his composure and confidence is completely 180 degrees of what it was this time around.
There's no doubt. He's spraying the ball all over the place. He's not just having one favorite receiver. He's all over.
Big hole. Has 5, 10, 15 yards on the carry by Rusty Williams, and Clifton White saved a touchdown for the LSU Tigers.
Well, when you play two deep coverage, your safeties are sitting back very, very deep. You see him back here, and all of a sudden the ball pops inside. You don't get the safety fill, and then he breaks it backside. Rusty Williams outside. Now all of a sudden it's Clifton White making a tackle, but by playing too deep, your safeties are sitting back there a little further back than they'd be in regular coverage.
You look at McFarland, number 94, lining up in that gap between the center and the left guard. Little counter play right at the middle. Williams breaks it at the 3-2-1 touchdown, Auburn Tigers.
Williams carried 10 yards for the score.
Well, just a good job by that offensive line, opening up the hole. Rusty Williams pops through, missed tackle in the secondary by Rayanne Hill. And you're off and running.
Extra point attempt by Holmes is up and good, and it's 21-7 Auburn.
And LSU's in a bind, Ron. Make no mistake about it. The two positions where Chris Beard is not playing, O'Brien is hurt. It's put them in a little bit of a bind of what they can do defensively.
So let's take a break. A 2-touchdown margin again by the Auburn Tigers. We'll be right back. Well, the Auburn Tigers are flying high on this one so far, as they are up by 2 touchdowns again, 21-7. They fake the counter play. Cotter drills his pass, has it complete to Foster again. And he goes to the 45-yard line, has the first down, +9.
And here's where I think Herb Tyler's a little better on. He's like Dameyune Craig, too. If you get him outside, he's got running ability, but also he has ability to square up and throw that football. And he's got a big-time receiver in Larry Foster. Larry Foster is showing me why Corey Chavis at Vanderbilt, the defensive back, says he's one of the best in the league, if not the best.
Well, you can see how he's settled down. 0 for his first 7, and now 3 of his last 3. Gets a block from the fullback. Cecil Collins finally tackled by Ryan Taylor.
I am impressed with Cecil the Diesel. Let me tell you, there's another. Larry Foster's a great wide receiver. Cecil the Diesel Collins. If I was Kevin Faulk, I'd get back here quick, healthy quick, because this guy can play.
Jack Marucci, who's the trader for LSU, had a really good line at practice on Thursday. He said, you know, the best thing for hamstring pulls, depth.
Yeah. Cecil will cure them all.
Yeah, depth, and you got a guy named Cecil. They pull the guards, count it right up the middle, 5, 10, 15. He's off and running. Hang on, could go the distance at the 5. He is tackled at the 1-yard line. It is a 49-yard run.
Ron, I've seen a lot of good backs, but I'm going to tell you something. Look at Kevin Faulk. He's cheering him on. This is a special back, Cecil Collins. He shows you when he runs the football, he keeps low, pad under pad. He gets those legs to churning, and he runs downhill. He had some good blocks, but he ran right through a tackle of number 27, Brad Ware.
And you know, you have bragged on Foster and his catching ability. Again, an outstanding block by Foster. Tyler over the top. Touchdown, LSU.
Well, Ron, for them to be as close as they are here in the first half, you've got to give a lot of credit to their coaching staff. They are band-aided and taping their ball club to try to stay in this ball game, and they're giving a great effort for their coaches.
Well, your point's well taken. It really has been. Take a look at that 40, we'll get it officially, 48 or 49 yards after the extra point. This is Ritchie, and he makes it a 7-point game.
Was it Carl Malone that drives the trucks all around the country? Well, he's got a companion now in the Diesel. Gets good blocking, but now, boy, a great block by Robert Tyler. You're right on it. Look at Larry Foster. You're right, Ron. But look at that cuddle. The big guy, 205 pounds, making that cut. 2 outstanding blocks. And here's the quarterback sneak by Herb Tyler, stretching that football across that plane to get LSU back in this game.
Tyler got just enough of Martavius Houston to knock him off stride and allow his running back to pick up about 20 more yards. Cooper from the 5. Cooper breaks it. He could go. Foot race, and he stopped just around the 50-yard line. And the man we talked about, who was the NCAA sprinter, Cummins, is the guy who ran him down.
Well, Markeith Cooper ran a punt back for a touchdown in the spring game, so he at Auburn, so he tells you he's a dangerous weapon. He has legitimate track speed. Rodney Allison, the offensive coordinator, nicknamed him the Lizard because he can get loose and get through a small hole. He did it tonight. Sets up Dameyune Craig in great field position.
Look at Cummins just overtaking, though. And we talked about he had world-class speed. Well, he showed it right there. Clock is running. 8:16 to play until halftime. Dameyune Craig sets and delivers the ball, and incomplete. Donaldson with the cover on Hicks-Poor.
A good coverage by Donaldson, Cedric Donaldson, number 27, right on Hicks-Poor. Good front 4 rush there, again dropping the 7 defenders, trying to contain Dameyune Craig and not giving any throwing lanes. He's had a lot of throwing lanes here in the first half.
A little surprise here. Texas Tech and North Texas tied at 10 apiece. How about Fresno sending that game into overtime?
We got them on Thursday night here coming up.
Couple of weeks,
Utah.
Line to make the LSU 38. Craig going downtown and tipped away and incomplete. Donaldson again on the cover. That time he wanted Ty Goodson, and he couldn't grasp onto the football.
No, and Donaldson again stepped in front of Tyrone Goodson here and cut off his route. Good defensive play. Number 83, Tyrone Goodson's going to run a post pattern. Cedric Donaldson's going to step in front of the route. Right there, Gets some help from Rayon Hill, number 21, the free safety, and now big third down at this LSU defense.
They need 16 yards. They're 3 of 5 on third down conversion.
And this is when Dameyune Craig's at his best. He has bailed Auburn out many, many times in his 2 seasons at quarterback in this situation.
Cooper incomplete. Charles Smith applying great pressure on the quarterback, and Auburn will have to give it back with 8:01 to play until halftime.
With good adjustments by the LSU defense. Playing hurt. Some extra people in the ball game tonight have found a way to slow down Auburn's offense.
Well, Jared Holmes has done an outstanding job tonight, very quietly going about his duties, averaging, you can see, right at 50 yards a boot. This is another dandy. Foster signals for the fair catch, but it's over his head and takes an LSU bounce into the end zone. So it's 54 yards on the punt. Anyway,
Can't be in there.
Cecil Collins takes it for a couple, and that's Ricky Neal who will knock him down.
Ron, that's a big penalty too, because
it's
field
a
position.
55-yard penalty.
You're talking field position. Now you're back on the 15. Now Auburn would like to use their timeouts a little bit here if they've got any left. I think they got 1 left.
Jack Marucci, he's the head trainer for LSU, and he is.
Oh, they can't lose Larry Foster.
I'm sure that's what the report was.
Now remember, Abram Booty's not here, so you lose depth in the receiver position also.
How ironic would that be? Foster goes out. The 2 guys who you need most are backup people not there because of suspension. Collins tries to get to the outside. Nothing doing. That's a nice job by Carson. Adrian Carson, let's check in with you.
At the lowest part of Larry Foster's back here, Ron, he got hit right at the top of his tailbone, and this is an injury that's been waiting to happen to a lot of guys. You need to know that their tailbone pad is almost paper thin these days. NCAA regulations say you need to have one, but a lot of the stuff is homemade. They do have to have one in there, but it didn't do a lot to help him, and he got a helmet placed right where he didn't need it.
And a lot of players, they don't like to keep those pads in there, and they go out to practice sometimes, and if you don't really watch them, they'll want to practice without them, and they'll try to get away with it in the ball game too.
Shovel pass. Collins holds on. And Collins has the LSU first down. Jimmy Brumbaugh made the tackle for Auburn.
Folks, I'm going to tell you something. And I know Kevin Faulk's an All-American, but he may have a tough time getting back in on this lineup, because this guy's special. I mean, he has a special back. Great hands, Ron. He can cut. And the thing I liked about watching on the sideline, Kevin Faulk is his biggest cheerleader. He was right there when he did something well. It's the old Wally Pipp story.
Hey, Mike, he's got 108, and Rondell Mealy is almost at 100. Miles Hannon, look out. He's off and running. Finally tripped up at the 39-yard line by Rob Pate.
The only thing he doesn't give is the horn as he's going down the field with that diesel run of his. Now here you get a tired Cecil the Diesel. He comes out. Now you get Rondell Mealy, the speedster, coming in. Look at this guy run. Dip and doodle and dip and down the football field. And he brings the whole 205 pounds when tackling. 142 rushing yards tonight. 2 games back-to-back where they lose Kevin Faulk, and he goes over 100 yards. Wow.
Straight drop in the pocket. He's going to go on top. Got Foster. Checking its Nemesis Bates. Touchdown. 38 yards. And a flag has come down.
And they're going to get him for celebration too, Ron, I believe. This LSU team has fought back despite the football. He was so happy to get in the end zone. Nemesis Bates spiked the football, and it's like Paul Brown used to say, or Vince Lombardi, one of them, said, get used to going in the end zone, just go ahead and lay it down.
Richie to attempt the extra point. He got it. And folks, we are at halftime with our score. Auburn 21 and LSU 21. Now with the Buick Century halftime report, let's join Carl Ravitch. Carl. It's tied at 21 here as we start the third quarter. And Mike, probably the most significant point is Auburn came out storming, then the adjustment by LSU to send us to a tie ball.
Ron, you're exactly right. Carl Reese moved to front to the weak side, moved number 9 to the tight end side. And since that point, playing cover 2, they've been able to shut down Auburn's offense.
Well, let's let them play. We'll take a look at some highlights from the first half after we get this second half underway. And a point to make as far as LSU, of the 337 yards they had in the first half, 184 of those yards came on first down.
Ron, they're averaging 10 yards a carry in the running game.
This kickoff 4 yards deep in the end zone, and Collins is going to bring it out. And he's got to be stopped at the 19-yard line.
Well, it's been a first half. When you look at Dameyune Craig, we talked about keeping him inside the box. He's done well, but only 4 plays has been able to get outside the tackle box to make the big play. Inside the box, he really started off strong, hitting Fred Beasley with the touchdown pass. Cecil Collins, the Diesel, is a special running back, one of the best running backs I've seen. The power, he's got strength, he's got vision, he's got speed, he's got it all. And Ron, he has really turned it on here in the first half against Auburn's defense.
Well, he gets the first call to open the second half. The defensive numbers that we should look at as far as Auburn: Spikes with 6 tackles, 1 quarterback sack, and also he had that early interception. And you take a look at the rest of the stats.
Right there. That is big. 240 yards rushing. That turned this ball game around.
LSU's tackle leader was Miller with 8. Joe Wesley with 6 more of those solos. Collins, Sims, Martavius Houston backwards. Spikes and Ware make the tackle, and it's good for the first down.
Ron, if they do not have the ability to stop LSU's running game, they're going to get beat. I'm going to tell you right now, Auburn's going to lose this football game, because you control the game running the football. You set the tempo. You do everything with your ball club. You keep your defense on the sideline. Auburn cannot win this football game unless they stop Cecil Collins.
And what a combination here. Collins and Mealy, they're listed as the number 2 and 3 tailbacks. That is outstanding. This time they find a combination. Spikes makes still another tackle for Auburn as Faulk watches patiently from the sideline. And probably the coaching staff just as happy, if they can win the football game, to keep him out for 1 more, because about the only thing he can do for a doggone hamstring is just not work.
Well, you mentioned it right there. Is the hamstring healer right there.
Yeah.
He'll heal that hamstring quicker than, but I don't know if you get him back in. I mean, I know Kevin Faulk's good, but this guy is he's unbelievable.
Well, Mealy is in the ball game now. They fake it to Mealy. Tyler's pass in and out of the hands of Tyrone Frazier.
You know, the big question too is the Foster, whether or not his health the second half.
Well, no, that is huge, and there's no question about that.
He's on the field, and he's the go-to receiver. He had 7 catches in the first game, 7 in the second game, and tonight he's had 3 receptions for a 16-yard average. He's the special receiver they need to get the ball to.
Well, the report we just got is that they iced his hip at halftime. Hopefully that will do it. Tyler going to go on top, and he's got a man. Overthrown at the 30-yard line. Larry Foster is the guy he was looking for.
He was open. He did what he can do as a great receiver. He's working against Antoine Nolan. Look at that little stutter step now. He bites on it right there. Now he's going to run right by him. Ball's just thrown out of bounds. Good series for Auburn. They're able to get away and stop this LSU attack.
Kessler's kick, line drive, and this is a long kick. Cooper all the way back to the 13-yard line, and they'll stop him, but he'll bring it back out to the 25. So 56 on the kick and 13 on the return. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Ron, I need to remind you that this place, full of 85,000 people, Death Valley, is frequently ranked as the toughest place in America to play college football if you're the visiting team. This is what Coach Bowden reminded me about as he came out of the locker room at halftime. He said, look, I can't think of another stadium in America that's worth 14 points, but consider what happened in the first quarter, Ron. They come out and shock this crowd with the first 2 touchdowns, but LSU bounces right back with the help of the people, and here they come again. If they're going to win this game, they got to take the fans out of this thing.
Well, we'll see if they can find that combination. They certainly did in the first quarter. Craig's pass, got it. That's Bailey, close to the first down. Cedric Donaldson defensively for LSU.
Ron, I made the statement early in the ball game by kicking the front. Here's number 9 now. So I think you run the ball his side, but you throw the ball weak side. And I think that's exactly what they did on this first play coming out. The weak side throws there, the strong side runs there for Auburn. And this is the guy that they've got to attack.
So they have it at the 44 of LSU. Pitch to Williams. And Rusty with some rude treatment by McFarland and Kenny Mixon.
Williams carry. Mixon and McFarland.
Dameyune Craig tonight, you see the 2 touchdown passes on the deep left side of the deep 3 zones. But as I said earlier, he sprayed the ball pretty well to a lot of different receivers. And he hasn't got outside that much to create the big play. They've done what they wanted to do, keep him in the tackle box tonight.
Williams in motion to the top of your screen. Craig held up the pass, throws it wide open inside the 10-yard line. And boy, somebody blew a coverage on Kevin McLeod, the tight end. He got out for 35 yards.
I think it was number 9, Clifton White, who they were working on right here. I don't know if he adjusted to the motion. All of a sudden they had motion outside, and all of a sudden there he is right there. He's trailing the play, but I think the adjustment that was made, it was a bust by Clifton White.
First and goal to Auburn at the LSU 9. They keep it inside. Beasley, a couple of tough yards. That's it. You see 59. Mixon on top of the stack. Mixon had an outstanding game against Mississippi State last week as well.
Ron, we've already seen when you go in at halftime, you only have 15 minutes, so you make some adjustments. That was a very good adjustment by Rodney Allison and Terry Bowden. They knew that if they put the tailback in motion, they may get a bust out of the backer, and they did, so they got a big play.
And you can see that Dameyune Craig, there's Rodney on the right, former quarterback at Texas Tech University.
Ron, I want to say Clifton White, even though he made a bust, he made the tackle on that play, and he saved the touchdown.
Williams again in motion, all the way to the sideline. Craig, big pressure. Wiley is going to sack him. Chuck Wiley, the senior from right here in Baton Rouge. And now here comes a late flag in. A loss of 12, and let's see what the marker is about.
Ron, I'm going to go back to this play. Here's the same play they ran. They picked up the flag again. Here's a motion man out here, but now here's Clifton White staying inside. Now they made the right adjustment here. Now the tight end works up the field. He's covered by Clifton White right in there. So again, a rookie playing in there. He made a mistake, but he came right back. They tried it again. He was up to the challenge.
You know what that could have been? That ball could have come loose. He could have been throwing his sandbag rather than the flag. Craig knocked away and almost intercepted by Mark Roman. Oh, is he upset with himself? And Craig took a big shot.
They got to come away with 3 here. Mark Roman sitting right in center field in 2 deep coverage. Gets a good read on this pattern. Breaks right in front of Tyrone Goodson. Should have had the interception.
Going to be a 35-yard field goal attempt, trying to break the tie. Jared Holmes. Good pass, and he got it. Good. So the Auburn Tigers go on the scoreboard first here in the second half with 6 minutes left to play, third quarter. Our new total, Auburn 24, LSU 21. 24-21 Auburn, and Mike go back to the play that led to the field goal.
On Clifton White, now he's playing tonight. 2 guys are out. He makes a bust on the play. But all of a sudden now, look at this touchdown saving tackle. So even though he was out of position, he didn't stop. He made the play and saved a touchdown.
Rondell Neely on the return of the kickoff. He gets collared as he crosses the 25-yard line. With the play action, Tyler's pass threw it a little low. It was nice coverage, though, on the part of Brad Ware, number 27, who was all over the play. Pass intended for Foster.
Tyler's pass is incomplete.
Usually fans get upset when you run the ball too much. We're getting upset here because maybe they're passing a little bit too much. But you got to have mix.
Yep, they want to see Cecil.
Yep.
15 seconds left in the third quarter.
This is chess match between these 2 coaching staffs. In this football, both football teams, they don't want to give in. They don't want to give in to the heat. They don't want to give in to the opponent.
Pitch back comes to Neely. Gets the block. You can see from his fullback Banks, and has about 5 yards in the play. It'll be 3rd down and 5, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. 2 seconds and down to 1. So let's take a timeout as we head to the final 15. The Auburn Tigers 24, the LSU Tigers 21. The story in the third quarter, the field goal, the only story. First downs are even at 13 apiece. Tyler fakes it, now going to run it. 35 and across the 40-yard line. That's an LSU first down. Ricky Neal got him, but it is enough for the first as Tyler comes away minus his headgear. And he's asking for a new chin strap.
Well, when you look at statistics, of course, they lie sometimes because final result is you want to win. But LSU's up until that play has gained 276 rushing yards. Auburn's had just 50. So a definite advantage running the football for LSU.
Sparacino has had to come in because they could not get that chin strap adjusted. So Brian, a 6'2", 190-pound senior, comes in to run the ball, hands it off to Cecil, and Cecil's off and running across the 50 and has a first down with an 11-yard gain. And Faneca with the block.
I believe that Adrian could go in there and hand off to the Diesel right there.
Not so fast, my friend.
See, now you got to remember now, he's been sitting for a while, so he's rested now, the Diesel. He's fully gassed up, and he's ready to make something happen on this drive.
Cecil Collins, sophomore out of Leesville, Louisiana. Was Tyler, a senior out of New Orleans. Nothing to the right, so he takes it to the left. That's going to be a gain of about 6. And Adrian Karsten, we check in with you again.
He's back at quarterback for the Tigers.
Perry, Al Faneca and Adam Perry, the 2 offensive guards with the seniority here. Perry, of course, the captain. Had lunch with these guys yesterday, Ron, and they said this is the kind of situation they were after. They've been through the heat. They've lost 10, 12 pounds in practice, but they wanted to be this close coming into this game because then they thought they could take control.
Collins breaks it up the middle, and he will score. Yards.
I had Cecil Collins, it'd be Cecil right and Cecil left.
Wonder how long it's going to take this stadium to be filled with 34 jerseys. Not very, maybe next week with the Akron game. Extra point is good. Let's take a timeout. LSU 28, Auburn 24. As you look at Cecil Collins, 2 weeks in a row, you give him the football and he just runs wild. Well, as you can imagine, this place is rocking. They're doing a little Cecil shuffle as he's done the same thing on the Auburn Tigers. Wow, what a night. 221 yards and 2 touchdowns for Cecil Collins. Cooper, 8 yards deep, and he goes down on the knee, which is the smart thing right now. Craig with the draw play. breaks a tackle in the backfield, up the sideline, and close to the first down as Cummings is there to make the tackle on Pennington.
He showed speed. Now here's Auburn's idea of bringing in the third tailback, Kincaid Pennington. He's fresh. He's able to get outside the LSU defense, pick up good yardage. Show a little quickness.
Well, Auburn with 10 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in the ball game. You got a lot of possessions left, a lot of time to work with. But a little running game right here might be exactly what the doctor ordered.
Well, it's a waste down too. You might want to take a chance on trying to even this, try to get a big score here. We're going to try to pick up first down.
Right up the middle, same man, Pennington. Kincaid Pennington out for the first down at the 40-yard line.
Seen some good running backs tonight. Both teams led by the Diesel.
Look at the rushing yardage. LSU 352. Two backs over 100. Cecil Collins over 200. Auburn with a total of 60 rushing yards. Chuck Wiley into his defensive stance on 1st and 10. Pennington hit in the backfield by Charles Smith coming from the linebacker spot, and he tackles him for a 3-yard loss.
Big play forcing now Auburn into throwing and have to now go to 4 receivers. Here's number 35, Charles Smith, just slipping the block of the guard, coming inside and making that tackle on Pennington. Now let's see if they go back to the crossing route. 4 receivers in the game. Hicks-Poor is against number 9, Clifton White. Let's see what happens.
Craig delivers it, and incomplete. Had to wait for a moment as Roman broke on the ball and couldn't tell he had a shot at making the interception, but it was low.
Two deep coverage now. Linebacker underneath, man on Hicks-Poor. Clifton White, they're working on number 9, the outside backer on a corner route. Hicks-Poor gets off the line of scrimmage. Now he breaks to the outside. He's open, but now here comes a safety in late. But he's open. They just didn't get him the football soon enough. There's a safety breaking on to try to help the linebacker, Clifton White.
3rd down. Line to make is the 50. Craig has it complete. Goodson scoops it up and makes the first down catch. And here we go again. 9 minutes left in our ball game.
Winners make plays on both sides. Tyrone Goodson with a good scoop catch against Troy Twilley. And Dameyune Craig staying in that pocket. Jerry DiNardo out in the field trying to get that pass to be incomplete. He's saying it hit the ground. I don't know how you can reverse that now. Let's take a look at Dameyune Craig standing up in that pocket.
The officials just huddled again. And let's see.
I think he made the catch.
I do too. Ron Gilbert, after the huddling of his officiating team, came out and gave the cradle sign saying he caught.
I'm marking this crew down as a good job tonight. I take back all I said in the early part of this game, which I didn't say anything bad.
No, you did. You said what you thought had happened. But they reversed that call.
Which is good.
1st and 10. Pitch goes to Rusty Williams. Boy, he gets tagged by McFarland. You could see his head rock back, and also 59, Kenny Mixon is there.
Well, he's a force inside, number 94, Anthony McFarland. I remember Gil Brandt telling me 2 years ago he saw an LSU game, the former Dallas Cowboy personnel director, and he said this guy is a special defensive lineman. He keeps his pad under pad and makes plays. Now you look at him, he's only 6'1", but he's got a bright future. I think he can play on the next level also.
About to go under 8 minutes in our ball game. LSU 28, Auburn 24. Craig swings it out, got Beasley. breaks the tackle, still on his feet, and he's down to the 31-yard line. How good a second and third effort were those two moves? It is good enough for the Auburn first down.
Great effort. Rodney Allison, the offensive coordinator, said he can be the best fullback in the country. Remember now, he's a former tailback. He was recruited as a tailback. Dameyune Craig with the right pass here. Now watch the effort that you were talking about, Ron. Here's the contact, a little spin, keep his legs moving, picks up additional yardage.
And the first down.
And the first down.
As all of a sudden, this clock is really going to become a big factor, Mike. It is moving quickly now. We're at the halfway mark of the fourth quarter. 8th play of the drive by Auburn. Curry, he just got it off. Craig drills the pass complete over the middle to Eric Lowe.
You know, we go back again, and you give credit now to Rick Prickett and the offensive line because they are protecting Dameyune Craig. We saw it take some hits early in the ball game. Maybe because they've thrown so much tonight, this defensive front is a little bit tired. Dameyune Craig sitting in that pocket, finding the open receiver, Eric Lowe, in front of Chris Cummins.
You could also see them driving McLeod, number 43, the tight end, straight down the field, making sure he was respected. He caught a big pass back in the last quarter. Craig for the end zone. Got a man, and he dropped the football, or was it tipped? Donaldson was over there to get a hand on the pass intended for Lowe.
Well, if he did tip it, Cedric Donaldson just saved this lead. Dameyune Craig, again, another good job by the defense of LSU, not allowing him outside. Made him pull up and throw the football.
Maybe a little quicker than he wanted to.
Can he mix and stop him?
He does. He got just a little bit of that football, I believe.
Here comes the 4 receivers in. Go back to that play now where LSU had the ball on the 50-yard line and got stopped in that 3rd and 2 and had to punt. Auburn now back down here knocking to try to get the lead.
Craig 18 of 35, 273 yards and 2 touchdowns. Blitz. Caught it out of bounds. Hicks Poor made the catch, and he caught it out of bounds.
No doubt, he was out of bounds, but Dameyune Craig got outside, had a chance for a big play to Hicks Poor.
Miller is the man that was putting on the pressure. And he just missed him.
And Dameyune Craig outside, dangerous now. Threw a little bit too late, got it outside a little bit. Good call.
Its foot came down, but it was on the line, and Auburn has called a timeout before this 3rd down play. You see that official moving right in position to see, was he on the line, out of bounds, or what? He was on the line. We'll be right back. Football can be a game of inches just like anything else. Watch this right here. Hicks Poor is open, but watch his foot. It comes down on the sideline right there. That means no touchdown.
I'm sure the coaches from the sideline have told LSU, do not allow Dameyune Craig outside to run this football. He can pick this 10 yards up with his feet.
He did against Virginia and scored a touchdown. Crowd is on their feet. LSU by 4. It is 3rd and 10.
Got what they want with Hicks Poor.
Right over the middle, Karsten Bailey lost the football. Incomplete as he got hit by Rayon Hill.
Now, Ron, tough decision for Terry Bowden. I think he kicked field goal without a doubt, yeah. Because there's still 6:29 on the clock. You got your 2 timeouts left. But I believe now we'll see the Cecil. It's Cecil time here with 6:29 to go on the clock.
If we don't, I think you will hear a hearty chorus of boos from this crowd. Holmes to attempt the field goal. This one will be placed down, they're going to say, at the 24, so it's a 34-yard attempt. He missed it. Wide left. The amazing thing about this football game, Terry Bowden's football team came in here, and I mean absolutely silenced this crowd if you missed the first part of the game. But more and more, the running game came on, and Collins silenced the Auburn crowd.
Yeah, right here is the guy that did it all. Now, Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator, knows they're going to give him the football. Now, and watch the Auburn safeties. They'll be cheating up to try to get 8, 9 people to tackle the Cecil the Diesel. Look at that. 226. I said earlier, if they don't stop the run, they can't win this game.
Well, the record held by Faulk at 246, and it's definitely in danger here tonight. Collins again puts the head down to just what Mike suggested. There are a lot of blue jerseys in the box. Yeah, now it's third down.
You practice this, Ron. You practice the last part of the ball game when you got to lead and you've got to run against 9 people. And you practice this. This is Bill Oliver, the defensive coordinator, right here. He's going to have everybody he can get up there the football. This is 3rd and 2 now. They had a 3rd and 2 a little while ago and ran a play-action pass, but I just got to figure it's none other than
Cecil.
He'll hit his horn, and here he goes.
Yep, that's it. Nothing to the right side. Fights it to the left. He has the first down. Ricky Neal holding on, but that's a nice second effort by the young man.
Yeah. He's special. Seen a lot of great tailbacks. This guy is right there with him. Remarkable effort tonight against a very good defensive football team.
Nemesis Bates, who has a touchdown pass in the ballgame, comes in at wide receiver. As you look at Faulk on the sideline, why is he not playing? Hamstring injury. Collins, nothing there. Nice job by Dorsey. Charles Dorsey said, hey, I'm going to stop the cheering of this crowd. You're not going to break a record on my defense on this play.
Good effort.
And you can see him tapping his chest. Collins is tired.
No, I think what he's saying there is I made a bad cut. I tried to stop, and I tried to cut it back, and I should have just roared up the football field, and I gave them a chance to stop me. I think that's what he was saying there. Give me the ball again, and I won't make that cut. I'm just going to roar. I'm going to put my 4 tires down, and I'm ready to go.
Let's see if he can amend his bad. He gets the pitch, gets a block on the outside, and puts the head down, and he's across the 35. Tyler with the block to let him turn the corner. We got a flag down at the 30, and Collins is limping.
And this may be a time you bring, although I don't, like I said, he'd have IVs in him before I take him out. This may be a time you bring Mealy in. Or get a little speed in the ball game now. A little fresh back. Look at Cecil.
You have to wonder if that's a lick or a cramp.
Got a dent in his truck. Look, he just lowers the. Woo. Oh, Martavius Houston. That license plate.
Illegal motion, 5 yards marked off against LSU.
And Martavius Houston is an outstanding running back, or defensive back.
Collins out for the moment. Neely to the right side. Oh, what a 1-2 combination. And their best guy, they're all Americans on the sideline. Adrian, let's check in with you.
Well, your thought was exactly right, Ron and Mike. Just a cramp. He should be going back in here in the next play or two. But I'll tell you, he's so happy. He just smiled, pointed toward Mealy, rather. So he's comfortable to have him in there in the game as well. So just a cramp. He should be back short.
Auburn's got 2 timeouts, Ron. They've got to stop this clock, too. They've got to. This is the biggest play of this ball game right here. They need to stop this attack right now.
Third down, and now a timeout has been called by LSU. So let's take a break. Timeout on the field. LSU 28, Auburn 24. We'll come right back after this message. 28-24, LSU leads, and here is the situation. It is third down and a long 5 for the LSU Tigers. Now, keep in mind, in the West race in the Southeastern Conference, Alabama was shocked today in Tuscaloosa. This game is really huge for both teams. Whoever wins it has an outstanding chance of heading on to win the West, or they at least are a front runner.
Without a doubt, Ron, if I was LSU, I'd spread them out and I'd put the ball in Mealy's hands here. Try to run for this first down. Auburn needs a stop. They still have 2 timeouts.
Well, they faked the run. Tyler going to run it, and he missed it. He is at the 40-yard line. They're a yard short, and Martavius Houston knocked him out of bounds.
Auburn's still going to get one more shot. And again, they have 2 timeouts with 3:20.
The tough thing about the play also, not only did Auburn stop him, he ran out of bounds, which was really not smart.
Good point. And they used a timeout to stop the clock, LSU. Then the quarterback runs out of bounds, so you still have an eternity of time here, 3:20 on the clock.
And this guy right here, you better not relax and say, hey, we're leading, because you might not be leading for long with what Cooper can do. Another great kick.
Wow.
Good heavens, what a job. His ball is going to go into the end zone, and he kicked it back at like the 30. It is officially a 62-yard boot. Boy, what a fun ball game. Tough for either club to lose because both have played so well in so many areas.
Hard fought and well coached on both sides.
Craig's pass, he's got him. Hicks poor across the 40, lost the football out of bounds. 22 yards on the reception. And I'll bet you Terry Bowden's heart stopped there for a moment, as did this gentleman.
Now LSU's made an adjustment. Now they've moved number 48, Joe Wesley, a linebacker, on Hicks poor. Here he is right here. That's a linebacker chasing Hicks poor with a safety behind him. Good catch. Tried to strip it.
21-yard reception.
So the ball spotted at the 41-yard line. That's where he lost it. Poor now, 4 catches, 84 yards, and of course 1 touchdown back in the first half. Stunt inside, but Auburn picks it up. Craig's pass got him complete at the 45-yard line of LSU. That's good for the first down as Tyrone Goodson came back and made the catch. 14 yards. Let's check in with Adrian Karsten.
Ron, it has been so loud down here, particularly the last 3 series into the student section where Auburn has been. It's been impossible to communicate verbally. But the problem has been when the hand signals become so important, they're really fouled up both offensively and defensively. They were getting the wrong calls in. It appears now they got things straightened away as the noise comes up again, Ron.
Well, I can't see anybody sitting right now. Craig chased from behind, got it away complete. Markeith Cooper, it was Wiley who was hot on the tail of Dameyune Craig and made him get rid of it. And let's see, that play is going to go to what, the 40-yard line, I think, is where they have spotted it, just inside the 40.
Yeah, that's a good pickup. 6 yards, puts you in 2nd and 4.
Now watch Wiley from behind, Mike.
Good pressure. Dameyune Craig just barely got that ball away.
So they spotted at the 39. 2nd down.
Ron, because they don't feel like that Auburn's going to run the football, they brought another defensive back, Fred Booker, in. He's number 40. Now they've got their back to Clifton White, number 9 on Hicks poor.
2:17 to play in the ballgame. LSU by 4. Craig gets outside the pocket this time, drills his pass, and it is incomplete and almost intercepted by Mark Roman. Goodson, the intended receiver.
Threw across his body and just couldn't get enough on the football. Had an open receiver in Tyrone Goodson, but he was running to the left and he had to throw across his body. Dameyune Craig rolling out. This is a set rollout to get him outside, but he can't get turned enough to get enough on that football. Good play by Mark Roman.
It is 3rd down, and the line to make is the 35.5-yard line.
Yeah, Ron,
how big is that missed field goal attempt just a moment ago?
Big, because now you got to go for it in 4-down territory.
Got to go for the touchdown. You got to make it 4 down. You're exactly right. Blitz right up the middle, coming clear. Got a man open. It's Goodson. 30, 25, and he goes out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. A 19-yard gain. And all of a sudden, 80,000 plus just go silent.
Well, you had a blitz on. Carl Reese trying to get to him. You see the linebacker 48, Joe Wesley. Nobody on Tyrone Goodson, number 83 on the crossing route man coverage. Had to be a bust in coverage.
Cooper goes out. They get Dillard, the tight end, into the ballgame, and also Beasley, number 23, who is a very good sure-handed receiver. Look for him as possibly the safety valve swinging out of the backfield somehow. Well, Auburn has driven 54 yards in 1 minute and 10 seconds. Craig, far sideline, drills the pass, overthrown. Goodson, the intended receiver. That was Roman with the cover. In fact, that was what? Well, I guess it was a three-man, Rob. They had Karsten Bailey in the flat. Deep was Hicks poor, but he was covered.
You talk to your team about these situations that you got to sell out. There's 1 minute 55 seconds to go. You look at the defensive linemen. They're tired. The offensive linemen are tired, but you've got to find effort enough to make a play here.
Two fresh wide receivers for Auburn in the game. Eric Lowe, number 8. He goes to the top of your screen, and Clifton Robinson, the speedster, at the bottom of your screen. Here comes the blitz. Craig gets outside, drills the pass, and it's overthrown. And now a late flag. Mark Roman with the cover on Lowe. Pass interference, LSU.
Oh, that's big because it gives them a new set of downs. Dameyune Craig just trying to get that football out. Karsten Bailey. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't see.
It's hard to play. The left hand, you couldn't tell if he was pushing him in the back. And, of course, that's where the official was and had a much better view of it than we did. But it is a first down.
Both teams have 2 timeouts. Here again now, Ron, what you got to worry about is Dameyune Craig running the football. Some type of draw or just taking off with the football.
From the 16, passes for the end zone, has Goodson, and he got turned the wrong way. Roman on the cover. Roman's got to be dead tired. He has really worked tonight.
Well, that's what I said. Both the receivers, the defensive backs, everybody has given great effort in this heat tonight. And it's going to come down to this last 143. Who's going to walk off this field with a win? And it probably, if you look at it, a 2-game lead over the other team in this conference.
Well, the play has been signaled in. And as we mentioned, because of the miss of the field goal just a moment ago, Auburn doesn't have the luxury of being able to kick the field goal for the win. They got to put it in the end zone. They're down by 4. 1:43 left in the ball game. Craig has it complete at the 6-yard line. Hicks poor. And he is very close to the first down.
What you expect out of your senior quarterback. Dameyune Craig under pressure all night, being taken down, being hit all night. Finds Hicks poor, close to that first down marker. Ron, here's the things I'd look for here. Quarterback draw, the fade to your outside receivers, or Fred Beasley on some type of running play. Quarterback draw, either the fullback on some type of running play or the fade.
9th play of the drive coming up right here. Right up the middle, running play at the 2-yard line, still fighting, and they have whistled it dead at about the 2.5-yard line. Clock is running under 1 minute.
Yeah, good call, because you can run the football down here with the 2 timeouts that you got. Now LSU may want to consider using their timeout so that they save some time on the clock if they get this football back.
Now a timeout has just been called, and it is called by the Auburn Tigers with 50 seconds left in the ball game. 50 seconds to go. LSU leads by 4, but Auburn 2.5 yards away. Gives it to Williams at the 1-foot line. Flags are down all over the place.
And where that flag comes again, it may be 12 men on the field. Now that's usually where that comes from.
Well, Auburn's certainly excited, and that's what it is. Illegal participation.
Oh, that's, you talk about a big penalty now. And Auburn has not had to use that last timeout. This stops the clock. Now you're in business.
So the ball 1.5 yards away. And that took 6 seconds off the clock. Now it runs 43, 42, and 41. Williams, touchdown Auburn. Meetings with the coaches yesterday, one of the things Terry Bowden says was, we'll take a close game at trailing or even tied right down to the wire. I got confidence in our kids to win it, and the extra point attempt is up and good. And the clock shows 30 seconds left in the ball game as Auburn has gone back on top, 31-28.
All you talk about is when the two supposedly best of the three teams get together, and you've got this kind of game. It comes down to the last 30 seconds whether you can win it or not. Rondell Mealy would like to get a return here.
Or Collins.
Collins back also.
And you know, I think if I'm Coach Bowden, I don't kick to either one of them.
No, I'd squib it, kick it, but hit it hard enough where it's going to go down the football field. Let it bounce a little while. Hope one of those up backs pick it up.
Well, he kicked it away, and he kicked it all the way far.
Yeah, that's
10 yards and out of the back of the end zone.
That solves that problem.
Tyler sets in the pocket, deep over the middle, has it complete out at the 38-yard line. That's Nemesis Bates who makes the reception. 23 seconds showing on the clock.
And with the college rule of stopping that clock, there's still a lot of time. LSU's got a timeout left too. Got to find a way to get the ball to Foster. He's working against Larry Casher, number 24.
Drills the pass, almost intercepted, knocked away by Pate. Richie on the sideline, loosening up. 13 seconds left in the ball game, and they've got to move this one about 40 yards downfield to put him in range.
Ron, there were several third down situations that this Auburn defense rose to the occasion and stopped LSU in this fourth quarter.
From the shotgun, Tyler sets, pressure is on, drills the pass, and it is tipped and then dropped by the LSU receiver who was it? Hayes, who had a chance after the tip and almost interception to make the completed pass. Watching the tail end of this one.
Very, very close. Brad Ware went up for the interception and went right through his hands.
6 seconds showing on the clock. So Auburn calls a timeout. 6 seconds left on the clock, and we'll take it with them. Auburn by 3. Will come back for the final play right after this. Sets in the pocket, going on top. Hail Mary. The ball is tipped up and incomplete.
Ron, they've got 12 men on the field. Auburn has 12 men on the football field.
So the game cannot end on that penalty.
But it wasn't called by the back judge. There's 12 men. You can count them right there. They're on the field. They had a late substitution. They got him.
So there will be one more play untimed in this ball game. And LSU will get one more shot at this.
They're going for the field goal. I tell you what, I haven't seen so many 12 on the men field called since Canadian League.
This is going to be a 60-yard attempt. But officially, the stats crew saying it's a 64-yard attempt. Richie, ball is down. The kick is blocked. Picked up by LSU. That's Tabor, and he will be tackled. And this one is a victory for the Auburn Tigers. Well, the final score, the Auburn Tigers 31 and LSU 28. Stay tuned. The Residence Inn scoreboard is coming up next. And don't forget, next Saturday, Mike, Adrian, and I will join you from Atlanta as Clemson takes on Georgia Tech. All right here on ESPN, your worldwide leader in sports. Now, this is Ron Franklin saying good night from Baton Rouge. And let's join Carl Ravitch. Carl?